This is a tiny tutorial about templates, just the basics, so you retain the information, how to use them, what they're for, and how they're going to make your life ever so much easier. Alright, template works like a copy. So if you have saved a Word document, an image, you understand how this works. It just allows you to continue building after you've logged out by saving something that you're working on but you're not quite done with, or to save something that you use frequently so that you don't have to keep building the same thing over and over, or so that you can create in between and not worry about your progress, so you can keep experimenting and pushing the limits of something without worrying about ruining it. All right. Now, important to understand too is that this is the casual name for the smallest unit of measurement in landmark. It's not the computer science definition of this word, but voxel. This is a voxel, one of these cubes here. The reason you need to know that is I'm going to hit T to open the template library. And that's because you have a storage limit on your voxels for your template. So the number on the left is how many you have stored. This number on the right is your maximum. It seems like a lot unless you have a lot of claims that you either delete or they get packed maybe. It's going to make an automatic copy, and that can fill up your template storage quickly. Or if you're doing a lot of experimenting and you have old stuff in here, it's always a good idea to delete the old stuff so it doesn't take up your voxel storage limit. So go in periodically, just clean up your templates. All right. Also important to know, your primary material is listed right here. The best material to save your templates in is going to be dirt. The reason being is it's the most common material. If you don't have enough of the material in hand, like let's say, or something big, let's say this was all diamond down here. If that whole claim was made out of diamonds, I would not be able to place it again, because I assure you, I do not have that much diamond building material right now. So save it as dirt. It'll make it easier to place later. The only time I usually save in the original material is if it's something in a small quantity. You can always go back and re-texture, repaint whatever you're working on. I have a different video for that, a different tiny tutorial. So don't worry if you made something out of gold but you want to save it as dirt. You can go back when you put it down, repaint it with gold. That way you can at least get it down and work on it more. Alright, so what I was talking about with the purpose of these, with experimentation, I'm going to show you here some ugly pills, as I'm calling them, that I made. I don't know why, it reminded me of an early Pac-Man pill. So I called this the ugly pill. So I made this for this video. I used the smooth tool on it. I have a separate video for that. I smoothed it. I smoothed it more. I smoothed it more. I was just doing a little quick experiment on each of these. If I want to go back though, and I want to pull out any of these as I progressively worked on it, if I hit T and I put in pill, it's going to be listed in my templates, so I can pull out any version of that I've been working on. It's very good for saving things that include props. So I actually earlier also made a very ugly torch. So if I go in here and I know that I have this prop, let's say I'm working on a claim and I have 20 million torches and they have a fancier than this thing around them that I don't want to keep rebuilding, I can paste it with the props. Alright, so that's some of the uses. There's also a set of starter templates that the dev team gave to all players so that you can experiment with these. And these you can find by typing in starter or start. And these allow you to experiment with some of the harder to make shapes when you're starting out. So they have arcs, discs, triangles, I believe are one of them, some ovals. Pull these out and experiment with them when you get a chance. Just remember, you're going to have plenty of dirt, which you will have so much dirt you won't know what to do with it after a while. So pull those out and experiment with the starter templates. It's important to know also that they do not count against your voxel storage limit. So don't delete these starters, save them. All right, now that you understand why, I'm going to quickly enclose this and show you how to create a template of your own. I have a separate video for using the selection tool with some tips and tricks. So please refer to that if you want to know the secrets of this. But the important thing to know right now is you want to make sure whatever you're making a template of is fully enclosed inside of this selected area. If I were to leave part of this out, it's only going to copy what's inside this. And I mouse over it, you can see the blue, so you know you have it fully covered. Once you have it enclosed, you hit T for template, you hit create new. Holding down control and scrolling with your mouse wheel will zoom you in, which I recommend doing with most of your templates. And you can take up to 4 screenshots. The more complicated it is, the more screenshots you're going to want to get. Alright. Next thing you do is you name it. And I would have a naming convention. So naming convention just makes it easier to look these up later. So this is a stair. Let's see, I'm going to make up words for this. Let's pretend it's Karen, which it is not. Let's pretend it's from space, which it is not. But putting in each of these words is going to allow me to go back and find it by basic function, by a theme of some kind, or I could even do... Boy, my UI is really wonky today. I can even put in the color, if that helps. So that when I create it, if I go later, and we're going to pretend that I have gone outside with my dog, who always wants to go outside, I can come back and work on this later. So I come back, I log back in, I've been pasting these stairs. If I come back and I've saved this template, I can type in and find all of my stairs by these keywords. So I think this time, see how many takes I've done of this? So this time I pull it out and using tweak mode, control and left click, I can just go right back where I was working on something and I can extend this. It's very useful to use this when you're building things that are tedious sometimes to build too. So stairs are a popular thing. I recommend if you have a large build, a very complex build, breaking it up into sections. So we recently had the ogre competition. Let's just pretend I was working on something and I had maybe some kind of a tower and I had a bridge and I had a, I don't know, a archway. And I want to be able to go and use those pieces, parts, perhaps later to modify them. Rather than saving the whole claim or the whole building as one thing, which you can certainly do, it's useful to save little pieces of things, just parts of a castle, so that you can modify just those parts and use them to other purposes later. Or you decide you hate your build midway through, but you like that one tower. Well, thank goodness you've got a template. You can pull it out and use it. I think that covers everything about templates for this tiny tutorial. I did a separate video for pasting with and without air in tweak mode. Look for that in my tiny tutorials, because that can affect even pulling out your templates. Yeah, I think I'll call that finished. Thanks for watching, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon.